What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF with a super special video. You guys know what it is. Every year we do this trade deadline special, baby. So much to talk about, so much to break down, grading every team's trades, all this good stuff, man. Gonna answer all your questions. Lakers in the midst of it all, man. This is exciting, nerve-wracking, everything combined. So we're gonna break it down over the next hour or so, maybe more. Sometimes these trades go into the top of the hour, up past 12 noon, because they don't get announced till later. So we're gonna try to break it all down as long as it takes, man. I might be here for a little more than an hour, so buckle up, man. It's gonna be a long show. But so far, hey, we got started early, man. Shots fired, lots of trades happening, man, left and right. Blockbuster deals happen. Nikolai Vucevic gets traded to the Chicago Bulls. Aaron Gordon to the Nuggets. Just all kinds of jewels everywhere, man. And I gotta say, it's an exciting time to be a Laker fan, or NBA fan in general. Trade deadline, it's like Christmas all over again. But are the Lakers going to get something done? Let's start with what you guys want to hear about, man. Are the Lakers really about to blow it up, man? Are they about to gut a lot of their starting lineup for a very good starting caliber player like Kyle Lowry? Is it something behind the scenes that we're not knowing? Like, is it Victor Oladipo, a potential trade asset that the Lakers can maybe go out and grab? A lot of questions going to be answered over the next hour. Or maybe the Lakers just stand pat, do nothing, and just end up going into the buyout market. Otto Porter, a potential candidate there. I know you guys are watching with me right now, the NBA trade deadline. If you guys aren't, tune into ESPN so we could get the information at the same time, guys. But let's start off with the trade, the deal being talked about right now. And thanks, John Doe. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. The deal being talked about right now is with the Toronto Raptors involving the Lakers for Kyle Lowry. All right. Let's start there because this is a juicy one. So, according to multiple reports, the Raptors are holding out to see who can give them the most assets, meaning the Miami Heat and the Lakers in a two-headed race. According to multiple reports, the Philadelphia 76ers currently are out of it. They just made a trade for George Hill, so it looks like they're out of it, but you never know. Other teams involved as well as the Clippers. I don't know why the Clippers always get involved. All up in the Kool-Aid, don't even know what flavor, man. I'm sick of the Clippers. But besides the point, Lakers also interested in Terrence Ross. Lakers interested in multiple guards that can actually put the ball in a basket, and we're just all over the place. Let's start with this one. So people are split on this Kyle Lowry trade. Okay, Kyle Lowry is a very good floor general. He's somebody who is a steady point guard. Even at 35, he still can take over games here and there. Now, he's not somebody you can count on to give you 25, plus points per game. So, for me, what we're giving up is a little too much. Now, I'd be okay with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. I'd be okay with Wesley Matthews. I'd be okay with even Dennis Schroeder because he has disappointed. So if the Lakers decided to go in another direction because they don't want to give him an extension, then I'm completely for it, right? Especially for Kyle Lowry, who I respect as a floor general. To me, you have the Chris Paul tier of guards, right? The floor generals like Chris Paul, and then you have the Kyle Lowrys of the world. They're right below Chris Paul, in my opinion. But am I willing to give up all of that? Am I willing to give up the reported, rumored package that the Raptors want from the Lakers and return for Kyle Lowry would be Dennis Schroeder, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and Talen Horton-Tucker, or a first-round pick? All right, let me start off by saying that, look, Talen Horton-Tucker is a special talent. Would I be willing to trade him if it guarantees us a championship? Absolutely. Absolutely. But Kyle Lowry's not that tier player for me, personally. And it's saying something that the league covets Talen Horton-Tucker. They see something special in the kid. I see the same. I know a lot of you Laker fans see the same thing. The kid has a sensational talent. He's a jump shot away and a face-up game away from becoming elite. Honestly, like he's not that far away. Now, I know he's still raw. He makes mistakes. Sometimes he gets lost defensively. He makes mistakes, and some fans have looked into this and said, well, maybe he's not it. Maybe we should trade for now. Kyle Lowry's a veteran. He's a champion. I get all of your points. However, if you look around the league, other teams are getting all these magnificently wonderful trades for pennies to the dollar. I mean, Aaron Gordon for RJ Hampton in a first-round pick. And who else? Like Al-Farouq Aminu. I forgot who else was included in that package. But they didn't have to include Michael Porter Jr. last I checked. They didn't have to include Bobo. Like, they didn't really include any young talent. Rob Pelinka is too smart. Rumor has it He's not trying to include Talen Horton-Tucker. This has rubbed a couple Laker fans the wrong way. But let's be real, guys. Kyle Lowry, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Drummond has a very nice ring to it, right? So even though I'm a bit split on it, even though I'm split on the whole thing, I feel like I would definitely not pull that trade off if it includes Talen Horton-Tucker. I'd much rather include the 2027 draft pick because the Lakers are so good at replenishing picks and talent. But like I said, I haven't seen a kid with this much potential as THT since the young core of the Lakers. And remember, I used to speak really highly of them, and look how they panned out. So I have a good eye for talent, and I'll tell you, Talen Horton-Tucker is going to be a problem. Just the other day, we played the Pelicans, and Jeff Van Gundy, or is it Stan? See, I get him confused. Stan Van Gundy, the head coach of the Pelicans, just said that kid's going to be a problem. Just let him get a jumper. Watch. So he's already highly touted around the league. You don't want to look, Kyle Lowry is phenomenal. He will definitely boost the Lakers to the next level, especially when Anthony Davis and LeBron come back. But you want to make sure that you get a fair trade. And to me, this is not a fair trade, man. This is not a fair trade. Plus, rumor has it, I don't know how much validity this has to it, but rumor has it that Kyle Lowry actually prefers Miami. So I don't know. But again, Trevor Lane just reporting that the Raptors are seriously engaged with the Lakers and the Heat on Lowry trade. Lakers offer around KCP and Schroeder per Shams. So that's our offer. And I like the fact that Rob Pelinka is standing pat for the most part, right? Rob Pelinka is not playing any jokes. He's very smart. And, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I'll say this. Whatever Rob decides to do, at the end of the day, I support it. I just really hope he doesn't trade Talen. Now, I head over to the comment section, man. I keep refreshing my Twitter timeline, so I'm going to be looking down a lot, guys. And I'll be looking up to see if anything breaks. But, okay, Toronto is trading guard Matt Thomas to the Utah Jazz for a future second-round pick. Okay. So, Toronto's having a fire sale. They already traded their other guard from, what's his name? Powell. They traded Powell. So, they're having a fire sale. Here's a name to look out for, all right? Rumor has it, Wojnarowski has reported that the Lakers are interested in Orlando Magic's Terrence Ross. He's somebody I would really like a lot because he can put the ball in the basket. He has been a six-man type player, but, he's not really going to move the needle like that for the Lakers. It is going to help with shooting and scoring off the bench, but I'm not sure if he can be the starting two guard. But how you guys feeling about this whole thing, man? How you guys feeling about this whole thing? It's interesting. He said Rob ain't doing nothing. He's not going to make a trade just to make a trade. I think we still have the buyout market. If Otto Porter gets bought out, he's a name I'm really looking forward to. If the Lakers can add him, he has some size. He can shoot the ball. I think he has good defensive potential. So I like Otto Porter. Not going to move the needle for me still. Andre Drummond definitely moves the needle, and he's the main piece that we would love to acquire. Like, he's the main player I think that the Lakers are looking for. I think Kyle Lowry would be just a bonus. But one more hour to the trade deadline. We're about to know everything, guys. We're about everything. The cat's about to be out the bag, and it'll be interesting. How y'all feeling, though? KCP for Ross. He said, what is happening with Oladipo? We're not hearing nothing. We're not hearing nothing about Victor Oladipo. Nothing. Did you see the packages around KCP and Dennis? Yeah, I saw the package. Yeah, that's what I want, man. I really don't want to give up THC. That is key. And Rob has done it before. When we made the trade with the Pelicans, we were able to keep Kyle Kuzma, which ended up being a really good asset for us moving forward. But this is crazy, man. Like, they're saying we're seriously engaged with the Lakers and the Miami Heat. This is crazy, guys. This has been one of the most action-packed trade deadlines that I can remember in a while, where actual impact players are moving around. He said buyout market is where it's at. Facts. If we can't do nothing, if there's no fair trade to be had, like I said, other teams are getting pennies to the dollar. The Celtics were able to get Evan Fournier for 2 second-round picks. I think he was at least worth the first-round pick. This is a guy who could really fill it up. He's averaging over 16 points per game. I would have loved the Lakers to pick him up, but nothing, man. I'm telling you, teams don't like to trade with us, and they like gifting away players to other teams. By the way, I want to grade the Denver Nuggets trade for Aaron Gordon. They get an A+ from me because now they got Jamal Murray, Jokic, they got Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., and I'm forgetting somebody. They traded Gary Harris. They have a very nice young core, probably one of the better ones And they didn't even have to give up a major young piece, man. That's crazy to me. That's exactly what Rob's trying to do. He's trying to add without subtracting too much. And we can't get desperate, guys. We cannot get desperate. My man said last time this happened, Dell Demps played us. Yeah, Denver definitely got to steal. I agree with you, Rios. Absolutely. What a trade. They're probably the biggest winners so far in the trade deadline. Second place, Chicago Bulls. My God, they get Nikolai Vucevic. They had to give up 2 first-round picks, though. One is protected. One, I think, is a top 4 protected pick or something like that. But I can't believe they actually turned out to be buyers in the market. When was the last time you could say that the Chicago Bulls turned out to be buyers, right, in the market? That's crazy. And they got Vucevic, who is highly respected. I mean, he's an offensive beast. Him and Zach LaVine are going to terrorize out there. It's going to be fun to watch. And they did have to give up Otto Porter, Wendell Carter Jr., and 2 first-round picks. So they definitely paid a fair price, to be honest with you guys. It's not like the Bulls gave pennies to the dollar. That's why they don't get an A+ for me, but they still get an A-. A+ goes to the Denver Nuggets, man. What a steal of a trade. What was Orlando thinking? They could have got more than RJ Hampton, Gary Harris, and a first-round pick for Gordon. Rumor had it the Celtics were offering 2 first-round picks. But I don't know. I'm not rooting for the Celtics anyway, so I'm glad that didn't happen. Lonzo Ball still on the market. His name has been linked to the Bulls, linked to the Clippers, linked to many different, teams. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen here. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm reading all kinds of stuff. So something's about to happen for Lowry because this Utah Jazz trade they did for Matt Thomas just opened up a roster spot in order for the Toronto Raptors to absorb an extra player, which sounds like a Laker type deal because we're giving up 3 potential players there, but nothing is for sure. He said Vic and Drummond, and I'm good. I would, you know what, Q? I would love Victor Oladipo. He's not even being talked about, which sometimes, again, Rob likes to play it quietly. I think if everything falls through, we're probably waiting till last minute for Kyle Lowry, which is probably one of the bigger impact players in this trade deadline. If that falls through and we can't acquire him, we're probably going for Vic or Terrence Ross or something else. We need some sort of scoring production, though, from that guard position for surely. For surely. We need some. If we don't get that scoring punch up, it's going to be a problem, man. Brandon, appreciate you, bro. He said we waited long like this in 2019 and AD and nothing happened. Hope they aren't playing us. Well, Rob's not going to make a move for the sake of making a move. I know a lot of people, we are not really in desperation mode. We're still a top team in the West, except 2 of our top 5 players in the league are missing. So the Lakers will have to adjust. I do expect whether a trade goes down or not, we will adjust and get better and actually start winning some games, maybe 1 out of every 3. But if we do acquire Andre Drummond, which to me is the ace, Andre Drummond is the ace in all this. No, regardless of whatever happens in the buyout market, as long as he does not get traded anywhere, he's probably going to get bought out, and he's probably going to be a Laker, from what I'm hearing. Right? From multiple reports, I've been saying that he's sold on the Lakers starting job, and he's good friends with Anthony Davis and all this good stuff. So let's see if that comes to fruition. Okay. Frank Vogel says the Lakers expect Marc Gasol to play tonight, and we'll have a minutes restriction to 15 minutes. I wonder if he's going to get traded at all then. He's probably not going to get traded if he's going to play. So let's just hope that if he does play and he doesn't get traded, he goes to the bench because we need an upgrade at center. He's not going to cut it for me. My guy, he said, love your show, bro. Thanks, Alan. Thanks so much for the support, brother. I appreciate that, man. God bless you. Thank you, guys. Okay, so 2 things holding up the Kyle Lowry trade. The Lakers won't include Taylor Horton-Tucker. Thank God. Bless the heavens. Hallelujah. And the Heat won't include Tyler Hero, which is common sense. They didn't include Tyler Hero for James Harden. If they include Tyler Hero for Kyle Lowry now, they're really ridiculous, to be honest with you. But things are heating up here, guys. Things are heating up. You guys turning up the volume on your TV? He said, what have you heard about Aldridge? Nothing. So he's probably going to hit the buyout market as well. One rumor I did hear, though, as of yesterday, is that Aldridge is probably going to end up the starting center for the Heat or for the Lakers. How credible those sources are, I don't know, but they're being reported by major websites. LaMarcus Aldridge is not particularly my favorite, although offensively he's way more gifted than Drummond, but defensively is where we need to improve in the paint, and I think Drummond has more defensive potential. Now, you never know. If we get somebody like Aldridge, maybe he's rejuvenated by being on an actual contender, and maybe he plays his heart out defensively. And he's a solid defender when he was younger, but he's getting on the older side here. On the contrary, Drummond is a 27-year-old stud who who can absolutely dominate the paint on the glass and can give you some better rim protection, in my opinion. Wow, 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 wow. So Lowry's getting moved for sure. We just don't know where. To be honest with you guys, I didn't expect the Lakers to be major players in the Kyle Lowry sweepstakes. That surprised me, but I should never be surprised with Rob Pelinka, man. He's something else. He's a shark. And I absolutely am ecstatic with what he has done with the roster. I'm happy that he's even a player in this because remember, Mitch Kupchak in the past would just sit on his hands and we weren't even involved in trade talks. This at least gives us some excitement and hope knowing that he's constantly trying to improve the roster, which is more than I could say for Mitch Kupchak. It says the holdup. Shams reporting that's the only holdup that we don't want to give up Talen Horton-Tucker, man. They're playing hard ball. And let me tell you something. They would win the trade if they get Talen. Yes, we got better for now. But Talen, to me, has real star potential. If you guys can't see that from now, I don't know what to tell you, man. But I've basically struck gold with all the young talent. I told you guys Julius was going to be a beast. I told you guys Brandon Ingram was going to be a beast. D'Angelo is going to be an all-star. All this stuff has been predicted on this here channel. And I'm telling you guys right now, Talen Horton-Tucker, if he continues to develop the way he's doing, he continues to get major minutes, he will be a star in this league. Now, whether that's just a borderline all-star, consistent every year all-star, or maybe even more, God knows. It depends on player development. But he is a very good young piece, and everybody around the league has taken notice, which has made trades for us a lot harder because anytime we call somebody, from what I'm hearing, they're inquiring about Talen Horton-Tucker. That's their main piece they want. Okay, so the Knicks remain engaged in trade talks for Lonzo Ball. Wow. If the Knicks can get Lonzo Ball, man, they're already my second favorite team, but I would love it. Defensively, he fits there with Tom Thibodeau. They add another playmaker with some size there. It's an excellent acquisition for the Knicks, who are trying desperately to make the playoffs. Now, they were playing a lot better before the All-Star break, so they need to get their feet back under them. But this would definitely move the needle for them. Trust me, it's a good trade. My goodness, and I would be so hyped to see Lonzo go to my second favorite team instead of the Clippers or some other random team. But the name to look out for is Victor Oladipo. I don't believe that the Rockets are going to hold on to him for the remainder of the season. I really don't. So that being said, it's quiet right now on that front. It's like extremely quiet. And I wouldn't be shocked if something broke here relatively soon. We're 18 minutes into the final hour, and anything's possible, guys. Well, how y'all feeling, man? Y'all as nervous as me? Y'all excited with anticipation? Who here is excited if we land Kyle Lowry? I know I am. He's a floor general. We haven't had a floor general in a very long time as a point guard, as a true natural point guard. Now, obviously, LeBron's a floor general, but it would be really nice to take some pressure off of LeBron James with ball handling and those skills right there. I am me. I'm telling you guys, man, Kyle Lowry, even though he's 35, he plays below the rim, so he doesn't, the age really doesn't impact him. He has a great jump shot he could pull up from anywhere. He really could, man. He's somebody who I've grown to like over the years. Now, remember, the Lakers used to covet him back when he was playing for the Houston Rockets, and, we didn't actually get to sign him, but the Lakers always saw potential in him since way back in the day. He said, update, Kyle Kuzma and Frank were the only people to speak at shoot-around today. It's going to be crazy, man. Trades are going to be happening. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you. So basically, I think Kyle Lowry moves, but I think it's going to depend on what the Raptors covet most. Do they want a young piece like Dennis Schroeder and a veteran champion like KCP? And maybe, you know what, I'd throw in a second-round pick or maybe in that future first pick. I don't know, whatever it takes, minus THT. Or do the Raptors covet whatever Miami's offering, maybe Duncan Robinson, and I don't know who else they would include in the package, with no Tyler Hero. They're going to have to make a choice here in the end, and I really hope it's for us, man. I really hope it's for us. Now, Stephen A. already going out on a limb and saying that if we acquire Kyle Lowry, we instantly become the favorite to win a championship. We still need a big man, so slow your horses there, brother, but it would definitely help. Now, this one kind of hurts my heart, guys. It really does. I hate this. The Clippers always do this. They always go for our seconds, man. The Hawks and the Clippers are in serious talks on a deal to send Rajon Rondo to LA. Oh man, that would hurt. My heart would sink. I really don't want to see Rondo on the Clippers, man. But it looks like it's gonna happen, guys. Ugh. Why? Why, Hawks? Why would you guys pry Rondo away from us just to gift wrap him to the Clippers? Come on, man. Now, I'm not upset because I'm scared of Rondo or nothing. Now, he's great in the playoffs and all this good stuff. But I'm just upset because he became a playoff hero to Lakers Nation. Now we got to see him wear that ugly volleyball jersey. Like, we really have to see him represent that team. Oh, my goodness, man. I really hope those talks don't come to fruition, but it's looking like a nightmare over there, man. How y'all feeling about that? That turns my stomach a little bit, man. I'm going to need some breakfast here pretty soon. Wow. Wow. I can't believe it. Like, I really can't believe the Clippers always love going for our seconds. They tried Lonzo, struck out because they don't have no assets. Shout out to Paul George for that. And now they turn around and they want Rondo? Like, come on, man. You guys are looking like. He said, I'm mad, bro. He said, but they might get Rondo. I pray not. Yeah, I pray they don't get Rondo for sure. If they get Rondo, man, I'm not going to be happy about it at all. Miguel Mendez, appreciate you, bro. He said, Dan, Miguel from Vegas, we can trade this year's pick after we pick it, but we need it to keep THT. He's going to be a great player. You know what? I agree with you, bro. And at the very least, I say he's going to be a very good player. At the very least. At the most, I agree. I think he can be a great player. Development does matter, though. It truly does. Remember, when Kyle Kuzma came out here, he was a killer. He can get his own shot. He was doing everything. And the Lakers put him in a role, and he became more of a role player. So I really hope that the Lakers don't box in Taylor and Horton Tucker if we keep him. And we're able to, give him the green light and let him go, because I think that's the best way to develop a player. You give him the trust and you let him do the things he knows how to do best. And then what, But yeah, Kyle Lowry would be a great addition. As long as we don't give him THT, I'm ecstatic about that. He said Rondo will play like he did on the Mavs if he goes to the Clips. I believe so. I really believe so, because the Clippers just don't have good chemistry. Rondo's very outspoken. Rondo will probably be the new team leader on that team, for reals. For reals, man. Yeah, I heard Jennifer, and I hope it doesn't happen. I hope Rondo doesn't go to the Clippers. I'd rather Rondo go anywhere else. Go to Basketball Siberia, Detroit, anywhere but the Clippers, man. Honestly, I much prefer Rondo to go back to Boston than the Clippers. That's how much I hate the Clippers. And yeah, I dislike the Boston Celtics, but if I had to choose, man, at least he has some roots there, right? But the Clippers are where basketball careers go to die. Just ask Kawhi Leonard. A man is not happy. Man, 40 minutes left, though. 40 minutes. Okay, Victor Oladipo's practicing with the Rockets, so I'm not sure he's even going to get moved at this point. That's weird. Man, this trade deadline has been crazy. Very unpredictable. So Victor Oladipo practiced with the Rockets. Wow. He said Lou Williams for Rondo is the trade. Well, I mean, let's see. Let me just tell you this. Lou Williams has never been a playoff type player. Rondo is. So that is an upgrade. Lou Williams is just a stat pattern. I've said it for a long time. I even got in an argument with him on Twitter. He was trying to pick on one of our fans, talking about he only had like 3 followers. But, Lou Williams, I used to love him as a Laker, hated him as a Clipper. And he's not much of an impact player, though, in the playoffs. Very good during the regular season, at least in the past. This year, he's not really shining like that. He said Flippers will never win in Staples. Absolutely. Like, why can't they just, roll over and die already? Like, get that through your head. The Clippers don't run anything, man. Clippers don't run a damn thing. Still scrolling down the timeline, guys. We got about 35 minutes left. Now, remember, some trades go through even after the trade deadline's over. So I might be here for a little more than an hour. So just buckle up. Buckle up, guys. We got a lot of content to break down. Any other trades you guys want me to talk about, go ahead and shoot me the comments in the comment section right now. My man said Lemon Pepper Ludo Atlanta. Bruh, he's gonna be there all the time. You know it. He's probably happy as heck right now. I mean, it's 2 wins for him, right? He gets out of Atlanta and he gets to go consistently to his favorite strip club. So it's 2 wins for him, right? Lou Will said he would retire if he's traded. Oh, he's going to retire, right? He's going to retire at the strip club. It might become their bouncer. He said, "Can we trade KCP for Ross and get Drummond and Aldridge on the buyout?" He said, "And maybe trade Schroeder, West, and Mark for a second round pick for Oladipo." I don't know if we could do all that, but one of those things does sound nice. If we could get one of those things to happen, I'd be ecstatic. We got to be realistic. At the end of the day, a lot of teams don't like the Lakers. It's proof. Look at everything that is required for us to get a 35-year-old floor general. They require a starting six-man of the year and then a shooter. They require KCP, a champion. That's all I can say about him, a champion. And then they require Taylor Horton Tucker, who's playing like a lottery pick this year. He's only 20 years old. Just for Kyle Lowry, who's 35. If this was another team, man, they probably would have gave him up for pennies to the dollar. I'm telling you right now. Now, the only team that I could see pulling off a trade package better than the one the Lakers have offered is the Miami Heat, if they're dumb enough to include Tyler Hero. But this is just one of those things. This is one of those things of waiting it out and see if Toronto will budge. He said, "Hey, Dan, when are the sorry Clippers finally moving out of our house?" I don't know, man, but hopefully sooner rather than later, because they're getting annoying. They're getting annoying as heck. Is there a way to get D'Lo? No. Rumor has it that they're not shopping D'Angelo Russell. Why? I don't know. He hasn't really made an impact for their team, and Karl Towns and him they've played single digits of amount of games together. So I actually like Anthony Edwards. I would move D'Angelo if I was them, but they're probably trying to pair both of them. Love you too, Slush. So Dan, what are you hoping for? I'm hoping for this. All right, my dream scenario. That's a great question, by the way. My dream scenario is the Lakers are able to flip both Schroeder and KCP and a filler for Kyle Lowry. And then we're able to get Andre Drummond off the buyout market. And maybe somehow we can flip a second round pick for Terrence Ross. I mean, if they gave up Evan Fournier, who's a starter, for 2 second round picks, maybe all it costs is 1 second round pick to get Terrence Ross. Since we're giving up multiple players, we'll have roster spots open. That's what I would try to do if I was Rob. However, remember, Lakers are not very beloved, man. If not, we probably would have had a couple of trades in the house already. Like, we probably would have made a couple of trades. But teams doing anything possible to avoid us. The only way they try to trade with us is if they are winning in a trade, right? Clearly. He said, Oladipo will be better than Lowry, one of the best guard defenders, and can give us 20 a night. Well, I'll say this. For ball handling and floor general duties, Kyle Lowry fits better. For scoring and defense, you're right. Oladipo probably fits better. But we haven't heard a word about Vic, and rumor has it he practiced with his team. So now I'm starting to wonder if he's even going to get traded. Maybe they had a change of heart, and they said, let's try to re-sign him in the offseason. I don't know. I don't know what the deal there is. But bottom line is, it's not looking too promising for Victor Oladipo trade unless something comes out of left field. Then, now I really want to get excited right here on the live stream with y'all, man. So I'm really hoping something comes to fruition for the Lakers here. But regardless, remember, the most important thing we're looking forward to here is Drummond does not get traded. If Drummond does not get traded, guys, the Lakers win because rumor has it he gets bought out. Lakers get Drummond, which arguably would be one of the bigger acquisitions to the trade deadline, if you think about it. He's up there with the Gordons, and he's up there. He's only 27. People tend to forget, because he's played for losing franchises, that this is a 7-foot, very skilled, very versatile big man who can score in the paint. He has a soft touch around the basket, has a couple of drop step moves here and there, could defend. He's not a best defender candidate type player, but he's a capable defender, super athletic, can catch a couple of lobs, and is definitely going to help rebound the basketball, which is somewhere we're lacking. If you look, every game we've gotten killed, man, we're getting out rebounded by all their bigs, and we don't have enough size. So what's going to go down here? This timeline, I'm telling you guys, man, I've been scrolling. I've been touching my phone so much, this thing got a restraining order on me. I'm telling you right now, man, it keeps locking up. But wow, it happened, guys, unfortunately. The Hawks are trading Rondo to the Clippers for Lou Williams. That's official. That happened. Wow. Now I got to hate Rondo all over again. I never thought I would hate Rondo after he left Boston, but now I got to hate Rondo all over again. That's the code. I'm sorry. That's the code. Like, we respect you for what you helped do to the Lakers, but now we got to hate on you, bro. I know it. And guess what? We got a Clipper game coming up real soon. within next month. So, yep, the hate begins. And remember, the rivalry is going to start because if we keep Dennis Schroeder, what happened last time? Rondo put the ball in Dennis Schroeder's face. And yeah, it's official, man. Rondo going to the Clippers, and I am not happy. I'm not happy right now in this moment. Not because I'm scared of Rondo, but just because I was a big fan up until now. My fandom gets cut right at the door. As soon as he lands in LA, I hate him. That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. I'm sorry. My man said, should we get Kyle Korver and Troy? No, man. We don't need any of those two players. Troy Daniels is very inefficient. He's very inconsistent, and all he does is shoot. And when he's not knocking down shots, guess what happens? He's ineffective. Kyle Korver is a dinosaur, man. He retired what feels like centuries ago. And I really don't want to add Kyle Korver, man, because I fear that him and Ashton Kutcher might switch jerseys from night to night. We're gonna have bad nights. So I'm good off of that, man. Bottom line, Lakers, don't make any knee-jerk panic reaction moves. Stand pat. Try to add Drummond if there's not a good deal to be had. But still hoping for the best. Terrence Ross will be a godsend because we struggle at that scoring shooting guard position. And if one thing he can do is he can score. If there's one thing he can do, that's for sure. And so at this point, I'm not mad at it. If we get Terrence Ross and that ends up being the only move for now, I'm okay with it. Remember, we still have 2 open roster slots and Drummond on the way. So, I mean, I'm not trying to jinx it, but Drummond seems like he's 1 foot in the door. I hope he doesn't have a change of heart. He said, hi, I am Kostas Antetokounmpo. I sub. Maybe you can. Oh, my goodness. He said, Dan, what if Lou Williams gets bought out? Should we go for him? Oh, not really. Not really. Like I just mentioned, he's not really a playoff player, man. He didn't do crap for the Clippers last year in the playoffs. I don't remember the last time. The last time he probably had a good playoff run, he was playing alongside Allen Iverson as a rookie. That's probably the last time I can remember Lou Williams being good in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? But hey, congratulations. Congratulations, man. Congratulations to Lou Williams. He's finally out of the Clippers. That's a blessing in itself. My man said Lou Will and a 2nd round pick. LOL. Clippers getting robbed. Not really, man. Lou Williams is not a playoff player. Rondo is. Rondo still has some juice in the playoffs. He's definitely going to help them a little bit. I'm not going to lie. They needed a floor general bad. I told you guys, they're 1 floor general and a paint protector away from being legit. Now, this is a smaller version of that. This is not like a Kyle Lowry, but in a smaller portion, he's a floor general for sure. For sure. Now, they improved, but they still don't scare me, honestly. You know who does scare me? And I've said it since last year, the Denver Nuggets. They don't get enough respect. Everybody's talking about Utah because of the standings. They're talking about the Phoenix Suns, which, by the way, those are respectable teams. Make no mistake. But the one team that scares the crap out of me is the Denver Nuggets, especially now that they added Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon is no slouch. He has the potential to be a defensive-minded player or an offensive-minded player, whatever you need. That Denver Nuggets team has a fantastic 5 right now. With that starting 5, they have 5 young pieces, man, led by Nikolai Joker. I'm not going to butcher his name. Led by the Joker. So, sheesh, those Nuggets really improved. Congratulations to that Nuggets fan that's always being really nice to us, man. So, he deserves it, man. I'm happy for him. Only for him, though. I'm not a Nuggets fan. So, congratulations to that one guy, man. I think his name's Denver Nuggets, baby, man. If you ever watch this, congrats, bro. So that's good karma because he's always been a good fan. He's always showing support, always being classy, even when we defeated them in the playoffs. So, that's class right there. Class for your ass. Jose, appreciate you, bro. He said, my guy said Flipper's curse will overpower playoff Rondo. I agree with that. He's probably going to go from playoff Rondo to layoff Rondo. Like, it's going to be bad, bro. For reals. Yeah, Rondo hurts. Rondo hurts. He was a part of our hearts. And now, that piece of our hearts that little bit of love we have for him just got ripped out. Did you hear Larry doesn't want to be a Laker? Do you believe that, Dan? I don't believe that. Because remember, the initial reports were that Kyle Lowry was getting asked where he wanted to end up in. If the Lakers were in serious trade talk conversations, and that he's one of the 2 teams. So, yeah, I don't see why he would have a problem with going with a defending champ. I really, and in LA or Miami, you can't go bad either way. Those are both great cities to live in. So yeah, I don't believe that rumor. A lot of these rumors, man, a lot of these people out here, they're scammers. They're just trying to get clicks or likes or I don't know what. But you don't get paid to trick people. So why report fake stuff? I don't know. I don't know. But it's getting interesting, guys. We got 24 minutes left for the trade deadline. Oof. Is anything going to happen, guys? What does your guys' gut feeling say? Does Rob Pelinka make a move at the 12th hour, at the last minute? Or does he stand pat and go for free agency? Like, what's going to happen here? What do you guys feel? He said, we can't give up Dennis. He said, why not Omar? He hasn't been great, to be honest with you. He's been too inconsistent for me. Now, I wouldn't mind holding on to him just to see what he can do in the playoffs, but I much prefer Lowry than Dennis Schroeder. If we had to go 1-for-1, yeah, I'm going with a champion. If you were the GM, what moves would you make? Our only assets are Kuz, not an asset. He has a poison pill contract. Trez, I'm keeping him. Who else did you say? Dennis and THT. I already mentioned the moves, but I'm going to repeat it for you, man. The one move I'm looking to make if this Kyle Lowry thing falls through is I'm bringing Terrence Ross for KCP and a second-round pick, whatever it takes. And then I'm looking at the buyout market. That's what I'm doing. I'm not going to make a crazy move just to make a crazy move. It doesn't work that way. I know we love trades, but we definitely don't, we definitely don't want to make a trade just for the sake of it. You don't want to do that ever because then you end up losing the trade. So remember, I told you guys the number one thing to look out for was Andre Drummond getting traded, right? There was a rumor that the Knicks would pull up and steal him away at the last minute. Well, that rumor doesn't seem to be legit. So it would be a huge win for the Lakers if we can acquire him, via free agency. Huge, because then you didn't lose no depth, and you just added a ton of depth by having a real legit big man who can do big man stuff, which we haven't seen since last year. So, yep. That's how I feel, man. That's what I would do. I would just play it smart. I think Rob is doing an excellent job, matter of fact. By him not wanting to include Talen Horton-Tucker, this is what people don't realize. Talen Horton-Tucker is only going to get better. So we're selling high on him. In order to, I said this before the trade deadline. In order to trade him away, it's going to take something that really moves the needle. I'm talking young, athletic Zach LaVine. He wasn't going to get traded. They got Vucevic to accompany him, so that wasn't an option. But Bradley Beal, him, something really good of that magnitude. Kyle Lowry just doesn't do it for me because you're giving up a 20-year-old for a 35-year-old. Come on. And you're not just that. If it was, okay, there was supposedly a rumor, and I believe it was a fake rumor. There was a rumor that it was KCP, THT, and a first-round pick for Kyle Lowry. If that would have happened, I would have been a little upset because we gave up THT, but I would have been happy because we kept Dennis Schroeder. Now you move Dennis to the sixth man. Now you added more depth, a lot more depth. Now you're talking almost a guaranteed championship if we add Drummond. Imagine Kyle Lowry, point guard, shooting guard, I don't know who, Terrence Ross or somebody, small forward, LeBron, power forward, AD, center, Andre Drummond, off the bench, Montrezl Harrell, and Dennis. Now we're wreaking havoc with KCP, and you still have Caruso. Okay, so maybe that would have been a trade worth maybe looking at, but you got to be smart. You can't give up 2 starting guards and the future prospect. Come on, man. A lot of fans are here showing their true colors. People saying that Pelinka doesn't have cojones and all this. No, Pelinka's just smart. You guys actually are probably just LeBron fans. And you're not looking at the future. You're just looking for the now. And, cry me a river. But we're not going to make a stupid trade. I'm sorry. This is where we draw the line. Lakers should go get Lou Williams. Lowry makes $30 million. Exactly. We can match that with just KCP, Dennis Schroeder, and a filler like a Marc Gasol or a Wesley Matthews. We can match that. That's not the problem. The problem is they want one of our main assets. And some Laker fans, I don't even know if they're Laker fans at this point, are really undervaluing what Talen Horton-Tucker's potential and his trade value is. Trust me, guys, you're going to be thanking me years from now if we keep Talen Horton-Tucker. And you're going to be regretting him if he gets traded away and he pans out. You're going to be like, oh, my goodness. And not to mention Kyle Lowry could potentially just be a 1-year deal because rumor has it he wants a 2-year, $50 million deal. Are you willing to give a 35-year-old point guard $25 million a year? Because then you're really tying yourself up in the salary cap. Like, and if it doesn't work out for some reason, guess what? You're stuck with that contract. Now you got another Luol Deng situation. You don't want to do that. I like Kyle Lowry. Do I love Kyle Lowry? Not really. I like him. He's an improvement. Floor general for sure. He said Aldridge prefers LA. He's just waiting on Drummond. My man said going back to championship is worth it, Dan. We can do that with the current roster. If we just add Drummond and a shooter, we can do that. That's the thing people are mistaken. People think that, adding Kyle Lowry automatically puts us there. We still need a big man. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. We still need a big man at the end of the day. So to me, the biggest need is at the center position for sure. Wow. So the Heat and the Rockets are discussing Victor Oladipo trade. Oh my goodness. Oof. So what are the options? Reporter has it that the Heat are dropping out on the trade. So see, this is why you play hardball. This is why you play hardball. Now, if you have no competition, the floor is yours. Now Rob can make something happen without giving up THT or a first-round pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why you play hardball. Fans just don't know it. We don't need to get the roster for a 35-year-old guard, SMH. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. We might get Lowry. I'm hearing now that they're going for Oladipo, which means Lowry would be available to us. Interesting. But there's only 18 minutes left. So we're in the final stretch here, which could be a benefit to the Lakers if they play their cards right. I'm telling you, man, I'm going to be super hyped if we get Lowry and we didn't give up THT or Montrezl Harrell. Those are two players I really desperately wanted to keep. If we did that, Rob Pelinka is the greatest, man. I'm telling you right now. Nets fans get blocked. You guys are irrelevant, man. You made all your moves way back. Way back. Nobody cares. Get out of here. You know what's funny is that this Nets fan said the Clippers winning it all with Rondo. It's hilarious because they support the Clippers, which is ironic because the Brooklyn Nets are the Clippers of the East. The only real team there is the New York Knicks. Their imitation, man. Go back to New Jersey with your cheap-ass squad, man. Nobody wants you in New York. Just like the Clippers. Nobody wants them in L.A., except for those 5 fans that just fell on their heads when they were babies. But other than that, it's Laker Town, and that's Knick Town. Get out of here. And, of course, they support each other. Losers support each other. Come on. Man, we got 17 minutes, guys. Moment of truth. Drum roll, please. Drum roll, please. If they keep Lowry, that's going to be ridiculous, yo. If they keep Lowry just to be stubborn, oh, my God. That will show you the true hate for the Lakers. If we're the only team left on the board trying to trade for Lowry and they end up keeping him, that's going to show you exactly what I've been saying, that they hate the Lakers. Come on. We're giving them a good trade package. It's not like they're getting pennies to the dollar. We might even be willing to include a second-round pick. Man. People saying some of you guys have strong attachment to young players. It's the principle, man. We're not trying to get ripped off in trades. Come on, man. This is why some of y'all IQ needs to get a checkup. It's the principle of things. Somebody just added me with somebody saying that we get attached to young players. It's not that we're attached. I'm willing to go with THT for the right piece. It's all about championships at the end of the day. If you're giving up all of that for one player who's a one-year rental, I suggest you pick another sport. Because we need to worry about the Lakers for now and for next year. All right? We're not in the moment. We're not in the moment. We're not going to be in the moment. But again, that's what separates me from a lot of casuals. I'll be honest with you. It's not to toot my own horn. Casuals always thinking in the moment, just get it done. Trade everything, whatever it takes for Kyle Lowry. To trade it all. If they want Kuzma, include him. If they want Trez, throw him in too. As long as we get a threesome. No, you need depth in the playoffs. Okay? You need depth in the playoffs. You can't just go out here thinking my 3 versus your 3. This ain't a video game. That's what people need to understand. It's not about being attached. I'm not attached to anybody. For the right piece, anybody can go. But the key is for the right piece. You're not trying to rip us off. All right? I get we lost 3 in a row. Your judgment is clouded, Laker fans. But clear your mind. Think of before LeBron went down. Right? Think of that. And then ask yourself, are you willing to trade Dennis? Are you willing to trade KCP? And are you willing to trade THT? That's all I'm saying, guys. Just have some logic. I know people are going to throw shots at me. That's okay. I'm okay with that. They're jealous. It's okay. Not everybody can think for themselves. That's why I'm here, though. I'm here to help. I'm here to help those of you that are confused, and I'm here to agree with those of you that aren't confused. That's just the way it goes, man. Look, my man Trevor Lane just said it. Again, no trade is better than a bad trade. That's just the way it goes. It's that simple. I've been saying it all evening long. He says, "Sup, Dan? Hopefully we get a good guard and Andre Drummond, a.k.a. AD 2.0. Now, I don't know if that's AD 2.0, bro. You're praising him a little too much. You're praising him a little too much. Just a little bit. But he is very good, though. He's very good. Nobody's AD. AD is the best big man in the game. Well, if Toronto's keeping Lowry, hey, it is what it is. Look, at the end of the day, we keep our depth. We still have Drummond on the board. It's all good, man. It's all good. Don't panic, guys. See, trade offers for Kyle Lowry have been underwhelming, and the Raptors are comfortable keeping Lowry past the trade deadline. That's fine. I'd rather them be underwhelming than overwhelming. They forget he's 35. They're supposed to be rebuilding. If they want to be in the middle of nowhere, go for it. Go for it. Again, it shows how much teams hate the Lakers. They don't want to really make deals with us unless they rip us off. That's it. That's the bottom line. Okay, so Windhorse just said that the Raptors have reached out to teams for a last and final offer. Decision is forthcoming. There you have it. The last and final offer. So they're probably saying THT or no deal. I say no deal, guys. I say no deal. I don't care. I don't care what the fair weather fans say. I really don't. I say no deal. Have been underwhelming. See, this is what I don't get. We're talking about a 6 man of the year candidate last year. All right. And Dennis Schroeder. Maybe he's not a starter, but if you put him back in his role, guess what? He's super solid. All right. We're talking 16 points a game. We're talking about KCP, somebody who just won a championship. A change of scenery can get him back to that 12 to 13 points per game player. And we're talking about maybe even a first-round pick. And they're talking about no deal because they want THC. That shows you that this kid is going to be special. If you guys can't see it now, I think even blind people can see that. I'm telling you right now. No way. No way should we move THC at this point. Not for what they want. They're asking for final offers. Ridiculous, man. Keep Kyle Lowry. He's 35. He'll decline in a year and a half or so. He's not LeBron James. He's not going to keep playing at a high level. It's common sense. And we'll be fine. We just need to add a big man. I don't know how they're going to get a shooter, but somehow, man, I really pray on the buyout market. If we can't get one right now, the Heat are discussing Victor Oladipo. I'm not happy about that. I want a Vic. For reals. For real. He said, I'll be upset if they trade THC for a 35-year-old. Thank you. Somebody with some comments says, Johnny coming through. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. People want us to get ripped off. It's ridiculous. I'm starting to question if they're Raptors fans or Laker fans. You know what I'm saying? People trying to get us ripped off. Now, if it was Norman Powell, who's averaging 19 points per game, he's very young, then I say, okay, I'm willing to trade THC. But it's Kyle Lowry, man. He's 35. Stop it. Stop it. He's not worth the whole package that they want. I'm telling you, teams love trying to rip us off. They love it. And it's not going to happen. Not today. Not today. Not as long as we got somebody as smart as Rob Pelinka. He knows it's better to do nothing than to appease another team. See, even the Heat know. The Heat are not interested in including Tyler Hero in a Kyle Lowry trade package. Nor should they be. If they didn't want to include him in the James Harden trade package, why the heck would they do it for Kyle Lowry, who's 35? Stop it. And I'm sure Heat fans shouldn't be upset about this. They should not. This is where you got to check yourself at the door. I get it. We struggling. But that doesn't mean you have to mortgage your future and your present for a 35-year-old gamble. No. And people also seem to forget that Kyle Lowry, as good as he is, as much as I like him, he struggled in the past during the playoffs. It wasn't until the year they acquired Kawhi Leonard that he truly stepped up in the playoffs. Remember, there was even question marks about him and DeRozan being broke up and both traded because they couldn't perform in the playoffs. I remember this. I don't have short-term memory loss. So again, my man said, you guys underrating Lowry big time. No, we're not. We're not underrating anybody. Lowry is very good floor general, but he is 35. You guys are underrating THT big time. You're underrating Dennis Schroeder big time. And KCP, I can't even defend him. Underrate him all you want. But everybody else, come on, man. Got to be smart. Got to be smart. Let's see. Let's see here. Got 9 minutes. 9 minutes. And remember, trades sometimes occur after. But with 9 minutes, I don't see a blockbuster move being done at this point. I'd be shocked if it happens now. If it happens now, I'm going to be shocked. Lakers have 1 year to win? Not really. LeBron James ain't getting any older, really. I mean, age-wise, yes. But what he's doing on the floor, he's not really getting too old. So I think we have a bigger window than 1 year. And Anthony Davis is still in his prime last I checked. Don't be desperate, man. Don't be desperate. Kyle Lowry is old. He's not worth all that. Thank you, Goat Mike. Some sense in the comment section. I appreciate that. You're the man, Dan. I would never give up THT for Kyle Lowry. And I'm taking notes right now. I'm seeing everybody that's in desperation mode. That way, when you guys try, just try to praise THT. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. LeBron has 2 good years left. Who knows? He's not slowing down, guys. Athletically, he might be losing some, but IQ, jump shot, footwork is higher than it's ever been. He's just great, to be honest with you. He's just great. But again, I'm excited, guys. I'm actually excited. There's still a very big option out there. People tend to forget that Andre Drummond were the favorites to land him. The only way I'll be disappointed is if he somehow changes his mind, goes elsewhere, we end up not acquiring anybody, then I'll be disappointed because we need a big man. Bad. Also, people forgot about Whiteside. His name hasn't really come up in too many trade rumors, but we'll see. KCP is still on the roster. That is a big loss. I really wanted to get rid of him, to be honest with you, the way he's been playing. But let's hope he proves us all wrong if he stays on board. If he stays on board, man, let's hope he proves us all wrong. Dennis ain't signing with us after trying to trade him now, man. He probably wasn't signing with us before. He's asking for too much money, man. Are you willing to dish out $25 million to Dennis Schroeder the way he's playing right now? Because I'm not. I'm not. So, again, people forget, man. People forget the Lakers always have other options. We could always go into the free agency. You know, there's other options on the board. 7 minutes left. We're going to find out the truth. We're going to know. And even then, I'm going to stay a little bit later, just in case something does break right after the deadline, because you guys know how it be. Sometimes the trade call got made at the last minute and trades got pushed in the last minute. But how y'all feeling? Are you guys upset that we didn't make that steal of a move that they wanted to make for us? You know, being the Raptors, them being the Raptors. Are you guys upset we didn't include THC in the package? Or are you guys happy? Time to find out who's for real right now. Log in your votes in the comment section. I want to know who's happy that we didn't make this deal and who's upset about it. I want to know. We stuck with the $14 million year contract. Toronto trade just happened. Hold up. Toronto's trading guard Terrence Davis to Sacramento for a future second-round pick. Is that all they're going to do? Come on. They got to be creating roster spots. They got to be creating roster spots right now. Like, this all has to lead to a bigger move. He said, I'm happy AF. Thank you. I'm happy you keep THC happy. So most Laker fans have common sense. Thank God, because I was starting to lose hope right now. Everything I've seen on my Twitter timeline, I was losing hope. Thank God. Shout out to Omar. Shout out to Dante, Cameron. There you go. That's the spirit, man. That's the spirit for sure. For sure. As long as we keep – listen, Lakers have to be extremely smart. We don't have too many draft picks for the future, all right? We have to make sure we maximize LeBron's potential to win, but at the same time, we have to have some sort of future. You don't want to be, caught in no man's land and just, after LeBron retires, we got nothing to look forward to. Nah. But if it's a fair trade, yes, I do it. This was not a fair trade. That's all I'm saying. I'm glad you guys see the light. I'm glad most of you see the light. Those of you that don't, God be with you. God be with you, man. I'm going to pray for y'all. But bottom line is, look, we're not about to get ripped off. Rob Pelinka is making it very clear. But the Raptors opening up roster spots right now is very intriguing to me. All right. Are they going to take our deal? Is it because we're including 3 pieces, 3 players? Right? Is it Wesley Matthews or something with KCP and Dennis? Maybe we included a second round pick or a first. I don't know. That's still too much for me. But as long as we don't give up THC, I'm happy. The Lakers should offer KCP, West, Dennis for Terrence Ross and just stop the buyout market and just shop at the buyout market. I like a trade except subtract Dennis because if we don't get a floor general, we can't get rid of Dennis. You know, I don't hate Dennis. I really don't like what he's done so far, but I don't hate Dennis Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder is decent, all right? He hasn't been as consistent as we hoped for, but we're not going to throw away Dennis just to throw away Dennis. But I do like your trade if you subtract Dennis Schroeder from that. All right, they cleared up roster space, so I want to see what happens here. All right, we got about 4 minutes to go. Oh, guys, this is a crazy time to be alive. This is the most action we got since the pandemic, man. I'm telling you the truth. This is the most excited I've been since the pandemic. Oh, obviously since we won the championship, duh. But after that, yeah, it's been a while. So we're getting tons of action now, man. It's been a very good trade deadline for the NBA. A lot of blockbuster deals. I didn't think Vucevic was going to get traded, but that's crazy. The New Orleans Pelicans are close on a deal to send JJ Redick to Dallas. That's actually music to my ears. I thought he was going to go to Brooklyn. So that's a win for me. That's a win for me. Anytime you can keep a shooter like that away from Brooklyn, I'm cool with that. I don't care. He ain't going to do nothing in Dallas anyway. Here we go. Here we go. Final minutes, guys. All ears. I'm all ears. Hope we get Terrence Ross and Drummond. Well, Ross is becoming less and less of a possibility. Wow. They kept Lonzo Ball. I'm actually kind of happy for Lonzo, man. I really didn't want to see him with the Clippers or the Celtics. Chicago Bulls and the fit, I'm not sure about that. The Knicks would have been dope, but looks like Lonzo's going to stay put. He's not going anywhere. So there's a quick little update on the Ball family right quick. Is that it? Is that it for trades? Come on, 2 minutes. 2 minutes to go, guys. He said, my team is doing good. I don't know what team that is. Nuggets making a push for Vic. Two minutes. Is anything going to happen? Is anything going to happen? Yeah, Rondo to the Flippers pissed me off. That was probably that was just, yeah, my stomach was turning when I heard that one. 2 minutes. Ooh. I'm telling you, I keep refreshing my timeline. I want to know as soon as you guys know. Oh. Is it KCP, Matthews, Gasol all stay? That is a bit of a bummer, but I'd rather keep the depth than gut everything for one player. You know, the important part here is we didn't lose our future for a 1-year rental. That's important to me. Yes, we got the update we've been hearing, guys. Huge news, breaking news. The Cleveland Cavaliers and Andre Drummond will work out a buyout officially. So it looks like we're in the clear, man. He's probably going to be a Laker. Unofficially, officially. So that is the greatest news I've heard all day, man. Andre Drummond and the Cavs working on a buyout. It's official. He didn't get traded. Huge win. Huge win. Huge win for the Lakers right now. Drummond. So it was all smoke and mirrors about him, about him going to the Knicks. I knew it. 1 minute. Let's see if any last minute calls. Here we go. I guess neither the Heat or the Lakers are blinking so far. Oh, man, that's what's up. Andre Drummond's we're about to know Andre Drummond's future immediately after this buyout because they always announce where they're going to end up and then they sign a couple days later. So this is actually really good news, guys. This is really good news. He needs to make it final and come to LA. I think so. I think as soon as they finalize that, that's what's up. Let's go, Lakers. Lock them up. It looks like Kyle Lowry's going to stay put, guys. It's officially 12 unless something happened. Do we got a trade? We got a trade. Let me put up the volume. Hold up. Doesn't mean it hasn't happened. I mentioned what happened with. Oh, no. Okay, it was just a trade deadline buzzer or whatever. Okay, I got scared. Ooh, my heart stopped, guys, when the little flames went up right there on the jump. Ah, my guy said, let's get drumming. Let's go, baby. Let's go. That's all we need. Let's get drumming. And if we can somehow work out adding a shooter like Otto Porter if he gets bought out, somebody's gonna get bought out. I don't think Terrence Ross, since he didn't, they're in rebuild mode. So I'm not sure they keep him. Maybe he even gets bought out. Who knows? But he would be a huge, huge acquisition. Huge acquisition, man. My goodness. But I don't know. I'm very excited about Drummond, though. I'm super hyped. Now I just want to hear the words. He will agree to a deal with the Lakers. If I hear that, my day is made. I don't care what else happens. I don't care. He said, well, once again, we see that the NBA hates the Lakers, but we always get the last laugh. Absolutely. That's what makes it so fun to win a championship as a Laker. Nobody really wants to help us out in trades. Meanwhile, the Celtics are getting players like Evan Fournier for 2 second-round picks. Having that treasure trove of first-round picks. You see what I mean? The disrespect is out of this world, but it's all right. It's all right. We will survive. We will survive. He said, let's get Drummond and Whiteside. Whiteside, I'm curious to see if he's going to get bought out as well. Because he didn't get traded. I thought he'd potentially get traded, guys. I really thought that Hassan Whiteside would have been dealt. He did not get dealt. I'm just refreshing now because any trades that haven't been announced could be announced at any second. Now it looks like Kyle Lowry stayed put, which was the right move for the Lakers. If they weren't budging on what we were offering, which was more than enough, we didn't want that move. So Drummond to the Lakers is that's all I wanted to hear. So Mavs officially acquired JJ Redick. How y'all feeling about JJ Redick on the Mavs? More shooters for the Mavs. They're typically a shooting type team. So yeah, it doesn't look like a blockbuster happened after all. But we were there. I told you guys that's all I expected for Rob Pelinka. I expected him to be in talks. Now I also mentioned how I didn't expect anything to happen or it to be hard to happen because they hate us because we're the greatest. 17 championships. You're gonna have all kinds of haters. Just look at my comment section. Sometimes they'll be coming over here. But bottom line is, look, Rob Pelinka did good. He did his due diligence. He shopped players around. He did what he had to do. He did what he had to do. At the end of the day, there was no fair trade to be done. So he held on to his pieces, which is what a good GM does at the end of the day. Whether it's the popular move or not. Sometimes the best move is not the popular move. That's just the way it goes. Dan, where can I see Drummond has been bought out? It's on Twitter, man. Follow me on Twitter. You see right there on the tagline. Follow me on Twitter at Dan a Lakers fan, and I'm retweeting all this stuff that's being reported. Twitter is always my number one source for breaking news. So if you guys don't have one, I do suggest making one. Following me there. Follow Woj. You can follow all these NBA reporters, man. They report everything as soon as it goes down. So even quicker than the TV. So that's why I look like a freak just looking at my phone, right? But I keep scrolling down the timeline to see if anything happened at the last minute. I doubt it, but let's see. Trades are still going down. That's what I'm saying. A lot of stuff doesn't get reported, like a girl. But again, I'm here. I'm scrolling. Let's see. Let's see. Interesting, right? A lot of this stuff is interesting going on right now. Trade deadline. A lot of years has been a debt, but not this year. This year we had some real fireworks. I'm telling you, I really didn't expect Vucevic to move. I knew Aaron Gordon was on the move, but not Vucevic. That to me is like crazy news. My man said, are any of our players going to be mad if they were shopped and not play well? They shouldn't be because you know what? It's a business at the end of the day. And especially after the way they've been playing, you can't be surprised. You can't be surprised that the Lakers would shop your name out here. You wouldn't. Appreciate you, big baby. Thank you, bro. Thank you. He said, but hopefully KCP and Dennis don't start playing lousy for trying to be traded. It's just a business. If KCP does, he can still be traded in the offseason. He has a very affordable contract. But at the end of the day, again, if it didn't happen, it's because they were trying to rip us off. Laker Nation, just look around. Look around. Everybody else making trades easily. They weren't even in the rumor mill. They just swiftly made the trade. And the Lakers being in all these rumors, we couldn't get one trade done. That tells me the league, we already knew the league hated Rob Pelinka, but above all, the league hates the Lakers, man. I've been saying it for the longest. People don't believe me. They think I'm a biased Laker fan. I've seen it for years, man. 20 plus years of being a Laker fan, and I've seen how every time we have to make a trade, we have to include everybody and their mothers. It's crazy, man. Trade Kyrie Irving from Brooklyn to the Lakers. This guy. No, man, we don't want Kai. We don't want Kai. The Hornets are acquiring Golden State's Brad Wanamaker. Interesting. Again, interesting. Trade deadline over, but a lot of these trades going through at the last minute. I never understood that. I thought once the trade deadline was there when I was a kid, I used to think that was it. You can't make no more moves. But apparently, as long as you got the commissioner on the phone, you can stretch this out till 3:00 or something. I don't know. This has been crazy. This is the first time I've ever been in a stream, I think, doing a live stream without a game on the TV for more than an hour. So, uncharted territories, but I love it, man. Great talk. Thanks, Laker Nation 824. Appreciate you, bro. Said Dan Drummond getting bought out with the Cavs. Hope he chooses the Lakers. Me too. It's just great news that he didn't get dealt. That in itself is a huge win. Honestly, if I had to choose between Kyle Lowry or Drummond in a trade, I would have much preferred Andre Drummond. But the fact that we can add him without subtracting anything, Rob Pelinka would be the GOAT once again. He did this last year. Last year, I remember a lot of these fans that wanted TAC traded today, they wanted Kyle Kuzma traded for Markieff Morris. Or Marcus Morris, I'm sorry. And I was like, no, we can always add somebody via the buyout market and just improve without subtracting players. And that's exactly what we did. So I think Rob's taking the same route again. If you guys are going to try to rip us off, we ain't budging. We're not trading. Good luck keeping Lowry, man. Good luck. We'd rather look into the buyout market. I think after a couple of these trades, some players you might not even know about, might get cut. So I'm really hoping for two players, Andre Drummond and Otto Porter. If we can add those two players, I think we're set. Now, we still needed some shooting, and it's unfortunate we couldn't unload KCP for like a Terrence Ross. But I'll take Otto Porter or whoever it gets bought out that can actually put the ball in the hoop, brings us some good size and defense out in the wings. I don't mind that at all. At all. So, public service announcement. Deals don't have to be announced by now. They just need to be in the NBA QE to tell the league that they have agreed so the lawyers and cap experts can deem the deal acceptable under the CBA. Can almost guarantee there will be more deals announced today. Well, there you have it, man. There you have it. That's interesting. That's very interesting to me. Like, you would think, 12 o'clock strikes, like they've had all season. This is the interesting part about the trade deadline. You have all season to make trades, and yet teams think they have leverage to take it up to the 12-minute mark, to the very last seconds, to make it like best deal that is convenient for them. If that ain't negotiating tactics, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. Houston is trading. Oh my goodness. Another blockbuster. Miami just got better. My goodness. And here's the thing. People gave the title to the Brooklyn Nets. They might not even get out the East after this trade. The Houston Rockets are trading Victor Oladipo to the Miami Heat. I don't know what's included in the package, but I'm sure they didn't have to give up Tyler Hero. And let me tell you something, man. That Miami Heat, they're looking serious. They're looking serious to make it to the finals again. So everybody that was talking about Brooklyn, wow. So you're telling me they have Jimmy Butler, they have Victor Oladipo, they have Bam Adebayo, they still have Avery Bradley. Man, that is a defensive squad who can actually score as well. That's scary right there, man. Miami. I'm kind of bummed out we couldn't get Vic, but man, yeah, Miami really. I gotta say, I'm not sure if it's a coin flip between Denver and the Miami Heat, right? It's a coin flip between Denver and the Miami Heat on who has won the trade deadline so far. Oladipo to the Heat it's a needle mover for sure, for surely, man. That's crazy, guys. Wow, and you know what? We weren't even talking about, like, we didn't even talk about Vic to the Heat. right? That was something that was just under the radar. Wow. Sheesh. They're scorching, man. Miami Heat are scorching. Congratulations. You guys probably just punched your ticket to the finals. And not just because of that one player, but because you already had a formidable team who was playing lights out when Jimmy Butler returned. So, oh, man, that's crazy. We might be looking at somebody we might face in the finals. And they just added Vic. If he stays healthy, he's going to be a problem. But hey, shout out to them for making it tough on the Brooklyn Nets. They thought they were going to have a cakewalk all the way to the finals. Guess again. You know, the Milwaukee Bucks went out and got another defensive wing and PJ Tucker. They already had Drew Holiday, defender beast. Giannis, defensive beast. They have Brook Lopez. They got size. It's going to be really hard for Brooklyn to get out, especially if they're not all the way healthy. So they better hope. They better hope that they're all the way healthy. I'm telling you that right now. A lot of people still mad we didn't trade Taylor Horton Tucker. Remember that, guys. I think you guys should pin all their tweets. Everybody who's hating on THT right now, ridiculous. Yeah, the Raptors decided to keep Kyle Lowry. Wow. The Raptors decided to keep Kyle Lowry instead of trading him to the Lakers, which tells you this whole time they were using us as leverage unless we gave up the whole package. Wow. Does the NBA hate the Lakers or what? Think about it, guys. I wouldn't be shocked if Pat Riley was on the phone talking about, hey, just pretend you guys are willing to make a deal with the Lakers. I don't know. Honestly, like, what? Come on, man. Teams did. I feel like the Raptors just did this to stall so we don't make trades elsewhere. Wow. That kind of pisses me off. I'd much rather him got traded elsewhere than for them to keep him, because that just shows me how much hate they have. My goodness. My goodness. That is ridiculous, man. Raptors keeping Kyle Lowry. Wojnarowski just reported it. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. That's hilarious. I'm so glad Rob Pelinka didn't get I'm so happy Rob Pelinka didn't just get ripped off. Like, I'm happy. I'm ecstatic about that. Jesus Christ, man. These Raptors are serious. They rather just be a middle of the road nowhere team than to get some actual assets in return. That's crazy. Ridiculous, man. But hey, number 18 is going to feel that much sweeter. That much sweeter. I'm just like, wow. As soon as Miami pulled out of the deal, they said, no deal. Ridiculous. So I guess, you know what? That's crazy, man. I'm happy. I'm happy, guys. We're straight. We're straight. Trust me. Lakers going to hit this buyout market with some vengeance. I'm telling you right now. Rob's going to come out with all the good free agents. Jesus Christ, man. The Spurs will not trade LaMarcus Aldridge, so he's probably going to get bought out too. I'm curious. Or are they keeping him as well? Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Casa. Absolutely. Absolutely. He says, so LaMarcus Aldridge is also getting bought out, right? I hope so. I think so. I mean, for his sake, like, the Spurs just wasted away his talent, man. But he made the mistake. He should have never signed with San Antonio. Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. Yeah, Masai Ujiri truly fumbled this trade deadline. Why would you trade? Here's my question. Why would you trade your better player, right? Your better young prospect in Norman Powell, but you hold on to your older player? If anything, it's probably just to sell tickets in. If you held on to him, he doesn't care about winning or about rebuilding. He just wants to be middle of the nowhere, road team. Congratulations. You played yourself. My man said Rob Pelinka is a fraud. Come on, Omar. He said he couldn't even make a single trade given how terrible the team has looked lately. It's not that, see, Omar, you're being too harsh, man. Thanks for the donation. But it's not that he couldn't make a trade. I told you guys before trade deadline hit, I wouldn't be shocked if nothing happens because teams want the whole enchilada, man. They want the whole buffet for a 35-year-old. Come on, man. Be logical. We're giving up way too much, and I get it, but we can't be desperate. Rob Pelinka is not a fraud. If anything, he did a service, because I'm sure Mitch Kupchak would have included anything that they required. He probably would have threw in a first-round pick, THT, and KCP, and Dennis Schroeder, whatever it takes, right? Is that what you prefer? not me, man. I'm gonna be objective about this and say this, Omar. The Lakers did the right thing, and I know it hurts because we have to still watch KCP for the rest of the year or whatever. We still have to put up with Wesley Matthews or whatever. But it's all gonna be worth it if we land Andre Drummond, and if we can just get another wing player. That's all. A scorer, any sort of type of help there, it would be huge for us. And Rob's done it before. Markieff Morris was huge for us in the playoffs. He played a huge role, especially when we went small, right? When we went small last year in the playoffs, Markieff Morris was sensational. He's helped stretch the floor and played excellent defense. So I know we didn't make a trade. It's like being hungry and going out to breakfast, but you can't afford any meals and you see everybody else eating. That's what this trade deadline was like. But it'll be worth it if we can add Andre Drummond and, like I said, either a defensive-minded wing or a scoring shooting guard. It'll be worth it, man. The wait will be worth it. You don't never want to ever want to make a desperation trade off of the last three games that we just suffered defeats to. So again, Rob Pelinka is a GOAT, man. It wasn't a popular thing to do, to stand pat, but you have to do what's better for your present and your future. That's all you got to do, man. You can't really be too upset. He said, Dan, if we don't land Drummond, we're screwed. Well, if we don't land a big man, let's say that Hassan Whiteside was bought out, I'd be okay with that. You know what I'm saying? I'd be completely okay with it. But yes, if we don't land a big man, if we don't land a defensive-minded big man who can rebound, we are screwed. I agree with that. Miami sent Bradley to the Rockets. He should have stayed with the Lakers. Yeah, Bradley is, I don't know, he's something else. He is something. He literally just saw his team win a championship, didn't participate, and decides to leave. Can you be any weirder than that? Like, I don't understand it. And again, look, they trade Victor Oladipo to Miami for Avery Bradley, who hasn't even played this year, and Kelly Olynyk, who's decent, but come on, he's no Victor Oladipo. So that tells you, man. That tells you exactly how much they hate us. We probably couldn't even get a phone call with the Rockets. That's ridiculous. That trade is stupid. That trade is stupid right there. My man, he said, KCP, THT, Caruso, Schroeder, West can't shoot. Drummond plus shooter, wing would be a success. Absolutely. Absolutely. But I'm shocked that the whole league made off like bandits, except for the Lakers, because, of course, when it comes to us, they definitely want to just they want to gut us, right? The Spurs have traded Marquise Chris to the Golden State Warriors have traded Marquise Chris to the Spurs, which means what? That LaMarcus Aldridge is probably going to get bought out, guys. Now let me ask you this. You have your pick between Andre Drummond and LaMarcus. Who are you picking right now? Make a choice. Log it in. My man said, I like it this way with no help from the rest of the league, but the buyout market is where it's at. Absolutely, bro. Appreciate you. My man said, so much for Avery wanting to play for the Heat culture. LMAO, what a joke. Drummond. Okay. Mostly everybody wants Drummond. I agree with you guys, man. You guys are in the right to think Andre Drummond because honestly, I feel like LaMarcus Aldridge is not as good as he once was on both ends of the floor due to his age, for sure. And he's injured often. So yeah, you're right. I much prefer Andre Drummond. Let's see if that comes to fruition, guys. We might hear about this. Hopefully, we hear that he's decided to go to the Lakers before my pregame coming up a little bit later. But if anything happens, I got you guys. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I know nothing officially happened as of right now that I can see for the Lakers. But if anything does happen, one more trader report. Boston is trading center Daniel Theis to the Chicago Bulls. So Bulls going all in. They got some size. They got some size to cross your eyes, man. That's crazy. This was a crazy trade deadline. I'll say that for sure. But I am happy that we didn't make a stupid trade. That's for sure. That's number one thing we had to do. Just if we don't have a trade that benefits us without us gutting the whole team. And I'm also happy. This is another huge win that we kept Montrezl Harrell. I really hope that we re-sign him this offseason. I know it's going to be a tall task, but Montrezl Harrell, keeping him, I can't wait to see what he does in the playoffs. Still need a big man. Still need some depth from the shooting guard position. Let's see what Rob can really do. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It was a successful stream. I appreciate you guys for donating, liking. If you already haven't, please consider subscribing. I'll be right here for the pregame coming up later on today. Then we face the Philadelphia 76ers, right? So I'll be right here for pregame and for the postgame. Make sure you stay locked in. If anything breaks, I'm coming right back. So stay tuned. Thank you guys so much. Shout out Rob Pelinka for, not making the popular move. It's going to get a lot of hate from casual fans, but it's okay. The diehards know what's up. Thank you guys again for tuning in. I'll catch you guys